All right, we're here with Kendall Carr at Crispi. Before the show opens Saturday morning, it's going to get crazy.
The only quiet time we can find today.
Yeah, so we're going to meet up, have Kendall run us through some of the new boots. We rocked them all last year. I'm wearing my Nevadas that I wore all last year, and Mark was giving me a hard time yesterday.
You can take better care of
they're
those
a little
things.
beat up, but I wore them every day at every hunt last year,
Yeah.
so and they're awesome. So Kendall's going to run us through some of the new boots they're doing this year, and we love them, so see what we got.
All right, perfect. What I'll do, I'll start right here. The Nevada that you're wearing is our best-selling boot. It's kind of the do-everything boot. A guy that wants a good leather hunting boot that's not too terribly stiff, but can run basically most of the season. One of the changes we're making for this year is we're adding an uninsulated version. Even though this one is just lightly insulated, there's guys that hunt, like Arizona, Utah early season, that want the full leather protection, but don't want any sort of insulation. So that's a new addition for this year that we're interested to see how that plays out as far as how many guys really gravitate towards the uninsulated. There aren't a lot of boots in this category, this 8-inch category in the hunting world that are full leather, Gore-Tex without insulation.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty cool.
I didn't have a problem with hot feet last year at all.
Did you hunt? What time of year were you hunting?
Everywhere from the end of August till the end of November. So
Okay.
I wore them every day. So
Yeah, because of the way that Gore adheres the insulation to the membrane, instead of using a glue layer, which then prohibits the foot from breathing, Gore does it specifically in a specific way for Crispi in Europe, and that allows your foot to breathe a lot better. So when it's hotter, you're breathing, you're getting a little bit cooler. When it's colder, you're actually not getting like wet and clammy, which causes feet to get cold like in a jiffy. So that's going to be an interesting model for this year. These guys right here. So this boot right here is called the Thor. It's a boot we had a few guys testing last year. A guy named Sean Mellon up in Montana just gets after it. He guides some elk and he spent, I think he put 180, 200 miles on this boot right out of the gate. One thing he loved about it is how you can stalk in it. You can wear it around. It's kind of it's got a little bit of it's got some stoutness to it.
Yeah.
Really, it's a boot made for like trekking or kind of mountain scrambling. Aaron Snyder has been wearing this boot, and he's been talking a lot about it. I think he was wearing a version that had an orange sole, but the Thor's going to come in both the orange, excuse me, and the green. Going to have a little bit different sole than what we've got on this right here. It's actually going to feature that Crispi sole right there, so a little bit more depth, a little less like climbing style, but we're really excited about this addition. No real, none of that ABSS ankle support like what you're experiencing, but a guy that wants a nimble, breathable boot that has a little bit more mountaineering or climbing style. The Thor is going to be pretty interesting. This boot here, the Summit.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah,
boot.
you got your eyes on this.
Yeah.
What interests you about this boot?
I just like that it just seems a little more early season, which a lot of my hunts are early season.
Sure.
Zach and I are doing a ton of elk hunts this year. So
Okay.
So I just like the looks of it, and it's just kind of more the style I've worn my whole life. So I guess
Gotcha.
my eyes drawn to it. But
Yeah, the midsole is a little different than what you're wearing. You've got the Crispi PU midsole. This is EVA dual density. But yeah, a lot of guys love this boot. From the looks, the feel, just very, very comfortable. I mean, most of our boots are kind of that way.
Yeah.
I don't know what the break-in period for you was on those.
Zero.
Okay.
Yeah. Zero. I mean, it's like the feel of the best leather hunting boot I've had after it's broke in when I put them on.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
I'm not BSing. That's the truth. So
Yeah, a lot of guys saying. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys wearing this boot here at the show. Just very, very comfortable.
yeah.
But the Summit features some suede, PU coated leather ran. So it's a leather triple stitch with a polyurethane coating.
Nice.
It's extremely durable, and then some Cordura for breathability. This boot, we were talking about a little earlier. When you're holding that boot, what comes to mind?
It's half the weight of everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super flexible. So
There are a lot of guys that are hunting that right now are buying like trail running shoes. Quite frankly, trail running shoes are not made for off trail anything.
yeah.
So we've come out with this. This is a boot called the Laponia, and it's kind of boot shoe combination. The flexibility of a trail runner, the durability and full Gore-Tex and leather of a hunting boot. full leather PU coated Rand, triple stitch like the Summit. But the Laponia is really, it's really gonna change our approach to light and fast. I mean, the Summit is kind of been our lightest boot.
Yeah.
Still is pretty durable and has some stiffness. Laponia should be very interesting aesthetically. I mean, you look at it and you're like, it's nothing, it's not too flashy.
Yeah.
But performance-wise, we've got guys like Steve Speck and his buddies and kind of that Pure Elevation crew, all kind of eyeing this thing, thinking, man, maybe I should make the switch from a Solomon to this particular boot. One of the things that happens with trail runners, and I don't know if you ever wore trail running shoes, the Solomons. When you get a lot of that fabric on there, and it's a pretty like thin mesh fabric that they use on those trail running shoes. The moment you go off trail, the gore membrane, regardless of what boot it's on, is very, very fragile. So obviously when it's a full leather like these boots, it's protected. But when you start mixing fabric with that gore membrane, it's really not meant to be in a situation where you have thorns and timber and other stuff puncturing it. So a lot of guys, I mean, I even read a review in Hunting Fool, and they were like, the particular trail running shoe was awesome, comfortable, great, but it leaked like a sieve, like like an old tin roof. But so we're hoping that this boot can get a little bit of acceptance there. I'm pretty excited to use it personally. Just the ability to stalk, and if I had to run down a trail, run through the mountains and feel like I'm not compromising. I've got a hunting boot with a trail running kind of feel. Yeah. One other new boot that we've got for this year is the Dakota, and weight-wise,
a little heavier. Huh?
A little heavier than like the Summit, a little lighter than the Nevada.
Okay.
It's uninsulated. Really comes out of the Crispi backpacking line. We've actually had a couple of guys. Brian from Hushin was using this boot last year, and kind of just testing it out for us and giving us some feedback. It's a full leather. It's got some fabric in the tongue, uninsulated, so it breathes really well.
Yeah.
Different Rand. I've just got the PU coated leather Rand with a pretty high toe cap. They're a little bit different lacing system with the lockdown lace here on this guy.
Oh, cool.
It's a cool boot. I think from a fit standpoint, a smidge narrower than the Nevada, but not to where like a guy with a standard foot would be. It'd be right at home.
Yeah.
But the Dakota is going to come in price-wise in that $325 range, so you're not really compromising a lot of fit and function, but because we use a little bit thinner leather and a little bit more fabric, it fits a different niche than what the Nevada does. But the Dakota should be a pretty interesting boot. We've got a few dealers that have jumped on that already, so guys will be able to find it in a few different shops.
I didn't look at that one.
That, I mean, from an early season or a guy that's, a bigger guy like you, running like a trail running shoe, obviously, it's not going to really hold up as much. But what are your thoughts on just seeing that for the first time?
I like it. I mean, I do like the breathability of the cord, a little more cord area and stuff. But yeah, I like it.